If you have been with me before, you know how much I love a good capsule wardrobe, but today I quit. Hey everyone, it's Aubrey, recovering perfectionist queen of distraction, and I have been creating capsule wardrobes based on Courtney Carver's Project 333 system since the fall of 2022. And in so many wonderful ways, it has simplified and streamlined my wardrobe in all the good ways that I could go on and on about. But this winter, honestly, I'm bored, and I've been finding myself shopping for colorful, cozy pieces that just feel a little bit more cheery than the original capsule wardrobe that I had created last month. Now, when I say shopping, I mean browsing. Like, I'm adding hundreds of dollars of things to a cart that I'm never actually going to check out. But with this month being a no-buy month for us, and this year just being an overall low-buy year, shopping is something that I just want to avoid, even if it is just for pretend. So instead of shopping for things that I'm not going to buy and just feeling generally uninspired, I am going to do something about it. Now, I have already shopped my husband's wardrobe, but today I am going to be shopping my own closet, just looking for inspiration with what I already have, even if that means quitting the capsule wardrobe life for a while and just giving myself access to every single stitch of clothing that I own that sparks some kind of joy for me, and definitely very important, but things that will keep me comfy and cozy over the course of the next few months. While we're in the thick of it, I will be taking a good hard look at all of the clothing in my possession, and I'll be deciding what's staying and then what is going in this thread up bag that I have been working on filling up. So let's get to it and make a mess in the name of fashion or something like that. First off, we are taking everything out of my closet, my dresser, obviously everything that's packed away. I like to do a Marie Kondo style declutter at least once a year. So this is me checking that off of my to-do list for 2026. So this pile right here is my current capsule wardrobe from winter. I have heard you're not supposed to hang up your sweaters because you get the weird shoulder bumps and it stretches your sweaters out. So I have been putting my sweaters in my dresser. And normally the only things that I put in my dresser are things that I'm wearing on my legs and my PJs, undergarments, such as that. So in my brain, I don't think to go looking for sweaters in my dresser. Like I don't know why. What ends up happening is my emotional support sweater just lives somewhere in my room, like all the dang time. And this is what I end up wearing, not every day, but far more frequently than I feel proud of. So I did look up how to hang sweaters in a way that they won't get damaged. And that is something that I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be rehanging all of my sweaters so they will all be visually on my radar. That's very much what I need. Okay, I don't even want to look at this stuff. Like, I don't hate these things by any means. I just feel really excited to go into my blue IKEA bags with all of my out of season stuff. Like, I'm just really excited for spring. I'm really excited for spring and summer and things that are the colors of flowers. Is anybody else with me? Like, it's just gray right now and I'm over it. I'm over it. Oh, look, a bathing suit that I'm not going to be wearing for a very long time. Now, as I go through this process, I'm going to be making 4 piles. Donate, items to try on. You may hear me refer to these as questionable items, things I'm going to pack up, and then everything else will be the pieces of clothing that feel like something I'd be content wearing this winter. So often, and really not so often, but like literally every time I create a capsule wardrobe, I go into the season wanting to create my capsule based on nature and what that season brings color-wise, but I'm honestly just really kind of sick of the gray and white and green color palette that I've boxed myself into this winter. All I really want is my blue crew sweatshirt with the flowers on it. How do I have stains on the back of this sweater that I've only worn once? Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I hope I can get them out. While my brain decides what order to talk about all this chaos first. So I took so much stuff out that I was basically able to eliminate one of these bags. As of right now, the only thing that is in there are my 3 pairs of tiny jeans. So once my post-holiday workouts start paying off, I will have those easily accessible to me to swap out as needed. But basically, I've been feeling really uninspired in the bottoms department. I guess that's where we're going to start. I wear my overalls sometimes. I honestly really haven't been digging the skinny jeans like I normally do, but they're nice. I don't want to get rid of them because I know there are certain sweaters that I would want to pull these out to wear with. I don't know. Like the Madewell Perfect Vintage and the Levi Wedgie jeans have been good for me, but I feel like I need to get some pairs that are in better condition than the ones that I currently have. Also, I got this like dark gray wash that I am able to make work, but it's challenging. Like I like blue jeans, but like these jeans that I just pulled out, like I've had these for a good chunk of time. Like these are good working out in the yard jeans. Also, don't tell me to try a barrel leg because I actually just tried a couple pairs and I looked like a flippin' cowboy. Like I looked like this town ain't big enough for the two of us because my pants take up so much space. It's just too much pants. It's too much pants. But I don't know, just on my petite frame, I looked like a silly goose. So I'm honestly not super thrilled with the jeans that I have available to me. Like I'm currently wearing my favorite pair. Maybe with more sweater options, I will be more excited about what I have. I just don't have oodles and oodles of money to be blowing on new jeans. I have sold some stuff on Mercari recently and Poshmark, so I think that my earnings from that, I'll probably shop around a bit and end up adding a pair of jeans to my collection that are just like a tried and true pair, like those Perfect Vintage or the Wedgie jeans. But I am now remembering the packages in my lap. I had a Quince credit that I needed to use from some returns that I have, and there are actually a pair of pants in one of these packages. So we're going to add those to the questionable items pile, which I have here, that consist of these linen pants. I wore these a lot during the summer, but they just stretch out and then my butt looks funny at the end of the day. And my winter weight now is a little bit more than my summer weight is. So I'm wondering if maybe these will just be a little bit more flattering on my current Renaissance bod. Also, like I really like this sweater from Old Navy, but it's a pilly mess. So that's that. This sweater, I really like this style, but I'm just over this color. I've had this since like 2019 and I'm just not feeling it anymore. These two dresses, if you've been with me for a while, you know this dress. You know that I live in it for a very significant portion of the summer. This used to be white, but I dyed it blue. I'd like to re-dye it. So I'm pulling this out to be a part of a winter dyeing my clothes back to the color that I want them project. Also, this dress, you can't tell, but it's filthy, but it's cute. I like it. It has pockets. I'm also going to dye this a different color. Probably not the same blue, but maybe the same blue. I don't know. It's a good blue on me. I don't feel like any of my other clothes are really problem areas. It's just the bottoms. Legs are hard. So right now what we're going to do, I'm going to try on those pants from Quince and we're going to get to it. We're going to also try on these. Those are my only two questionable items, I guess. Okay, so these are this pant and they're very comfortable. They feel like I'm wearing leggings. I am on the fence about whether or not they support my kangaroo pouch in a way that feels comfortable. I think that if I was wearing something longer, maybe, but also like this feels like it looks silly. I got the 26-inch inseam, but I do feel like I should have got the 28. So I'm going to swap these out for the longer inseam because right now I feel like I bought a pair of yoga pants back in like 2008 from the kids department. But if I still worked in an office, I would probably have these in every single color because like they're very comfortable. Like they've got the whole butt loop thing. I do wish the pockets were real. There's just something comforting about having a pocket. These are those linen pants. And as I took off those stretchy black pants that I just had on, I was thinking maybe I should just get like a pair of the Quince linen pants. But then I was thinking like, oh, linen's not warm for winter, as I'm just about to try on a pair of linen pants. So I like these. I really like a tapered leg. Like a tapered leg is where I feel the most comfortable. And like, I like that these aren't, skin tight on me. But am I going to wear these outside? Probably not. I'm going to do a test right now. I need to go out to the chicken coop and check for eggs. So I'm going to wear these out yonder and we're going to see how I fare. BRB. Like, These just fit my body so much better this time of year. Okie dokie. So I went outside. It was cold. It was not warm, but these were fine. Am I even really doing a ton of stuff outside this time of year? I'm not. So I guess maybe right now this winter, like I'm just overthinking things. Like, yes, I want to be warm in my home, but also like I'm not really dressing for the outdoor elements unless we're like, I guess, going to the park, or I'm going to be walking to and from my car to go to the grocery store or something. So just while I was changing and I had those packages out, I just figured that I would try on the last two things that I had ordered with that credit that I had. This is a ribbed cotton shirt from Quince. I have this in gray. I really love this one. And when I saw that they had it in this green that I actually really look good in, that was just a no-brainer. And then when these moccasin slippers came back in stock, I wanted to get these last year, but they were out of stock, and then they came back for the holidays, and then they were out of stock. As someone who has purchased the Target version of these every couple of years since she was like 16, I'm a happy camper because I have always wanted, and maybe not always, but since like I've been more aware of like synthetic fabrics and whatnot, like over the course of the last few years, I've wanted to get a pair of these slippers that are made out of leather, suede, whatever, like the shearling material. And the only brand I've been able to find was UGG. I can't afford those, but these were a much more reasonable price, and I really am just so happy with these. I've got a new pair of grandpa slippers. That's what I used to call them. I feel like this outfit, with my emotional support sweater, like this outfit, this could be my winter uniform. Am I just overthinking things and all I need to do is just like, I need this sweater in a couple colors, this shirt in a couple colors, and these jeans in a few different washes with my grandpa slippers. And like, I feel cute in this. I feel cute and comfortable and cozy. I'm just gonna throw everything away now. Not really, because like this is very much mom mode. And I do try to acknowledge the fact that like I am a person outside of motherhood, which is another thing that makes wardrobes really hard because I'm generally just a mom all the time. I feel like I need to lay down and reevaluate my life. Not my children, but just like the amount of clothes that I have that like don't feel comfortable to live in on a daily basis. But then it's like, it's something that might be fun to wear out to lunch with a friend. Or like if my husband and I go out to dinner, or if I go somewhere like by myself for a change. One moment while I do some thinking. So for a moment, I was feeling guilty about the amount of stuff that I have accessible. Like I should just be living with less as somebody who, and I don't even identify as a minimalist. I identify as a wannabe minimalist. Like I do have probably more sweaters in my closet right now than I realistically need. I know that as they come to the end of their life in my life, I'm not necessarily replacing them. So like today I'm getting rid of 2 sweaters, but I'm not going to go out and try and find something to fill that gap. My clothing just serves so many different purposes, and I'm not going to freak out about the amount of stuff that I have. My goal is always for like everything that I have to be able to fit in those 2 blue IKEA bags. But realistically, like I don't have a huge excess. Like yes, it may be more than some people have, but the amount of stuff that I have works for me. And that's me talking myself out of feeling guilty about something pretty silly. So that's that. Thank you for coming to this therapy session. Gosh, I just get so worked up sometimes. So something that I am going to be doing, and this is another reason why I like physically hanging things up and not having them hiding in drawers, because at the beginning of a season or at the beginning of the year, I like to turn all of my clothes around on the hanger backwards. That's how I hung up my sweaters already. And just as I wear things and wash them and then take the hangers down and hang the things back up, I just hang them up regular. So I know when I go through my clothes again, everything that's turned around backwards, I have not worn. And those are the points where I'm really reevaluating, like, okay, why didn't I wear this? Is it something that I actually want to keep, like, you know, using up my mental space, which I don't got a lot of. The mental space up there is sparse right now. We're at a very hectic, busy season of life. But I just still want to feel good about myself and like put on something in the morning that I like. I know I talked about like giving up and just like being a bum, but some days I that's just necessary. Alrighty, well, that's that. We did it. It wasn't really, you know, a big whole Marie Kondo dump. Like I didn't end up taking out my workout stuff or any of my PJs or underwear and things like that. So whatever, I don't care, because I really ultimately accomplished the big thing that I wanted to. And I'm honestly not even really concerned about all that other stuff, because I know last year when I did do my big clothing declutter, I did make it a point to myself to be more mindful about parting things mid-year, not always just waiting as I came across something that I no longer wanted, that, you know, no longer sparked joy for me. We were going to pass that on, and there are things that I've passed on to friends or have donated on several instances over the course of the last year. So, I mean, today the only thing that I have that I want to get rid of is this sweater and this sweater, which I think that my boys and I, because I know that this isn't going to be like a resell situation for ThreadUp, I think my boys and I are going to do a like, how many feet of polyester yarn do you think is in this sweater? I know that like I talked a lot throughout this video about me feeling like the guilt of, you know, like wanting to live a minimalist lifestyle, but feeling a smidge of guilt for the amount of things that I did add to my wardrobe today. But like I added everything up, and I added 3 pairs of pants, 4 sweaters, 3 button-up shirts, 3 t-shirts, and then 1 sweatshirt. And realistically, those 14 items could probably be considered their own capsule wardrobe in somebody's world, but that's not happening in my world. I'm at this point in my life, like I talked about, where I want to have some options. I want to have some options. I feel like while I have really honed in on my style in many ways, there are just things that I like that I don't necessarily want to wear all the time that I still want to hang on to. And as I have decluttered over the years, I feel like I have found the sweet spot as far as like the space that I'm willing to take up in my closet for like things that I'm not currently wearing. Like there's a very significant portion of my closet that is not utilized with clothes. Like my husband and I actually took down a rack in there, and that's that. I don't know. I feel like this was very much an epiphany video. Like I went into it thinking I needed to get rid of a bunch and berating myself for adding a bunch of stuff to my wardrobe, when like in reality, it's really not that big of a deal. And what I did was fine and it works. And I'm feeling much better about it all than I was like an hour or so ago. So thank you for hanging out with me for this chaos. Like I promise capsule wardrobe videos are not always like this, but yeah. So if you'd like to hang out with me in the future for capsule wardrobe videos, we'll probably end up streamlining things a little bit more as we get into the seasons that I actually enjoy dressing for. Like I mentioned, I am desperately looking forward to spring. I am in the meantime though very excited about those 2 dresses that I'm going to dye in preparation for summer. And then I think next month, probably towards the end of February, as I've been able to live in this wardrobe and really get a good idea of what my favorite outfits are, I will create my 10 favorite outfits of winter. And then of course there will probably be like the bonus 5 like realistic loungewear outfits that are going to be things that I gravitate towards, like I said, on those really cold days. And then, you know, the certain days of the month where you just basically want to be wearing a giant blanket, and that's all. So if you are not yet subscribed and you would like to join me in the future, you are invited. Either way, I hope to see you in the next one. As always, I love you, have fun, and be kind.